Divinity holding it down. Okay, so yeah, welcome everybody. My name is Ben Wexler. If you don't know me, I've been teaching yoga for about 3 years. I just taught my 1,000th hour in December. I've taught in West Virginia for about a year, and then I moved back out to California. I taught in Santa Cruz. I teach in San Jose, a bunch of different places. What's up, Jillian? And even in Mountain View. I was teaching full time, and then I basically quit my classes to go to do this training in Chicago that Jillian was actually supposed to be a part of, but due to everything that's been going on, it's been postponed. A bunch of students messaged me saying, "Hey, where are your streams at?" So I decided to kick it in high gear and hop on these streams. And I went full in. I started a 30-day challenge. I went right away. I did one stream and was like, all right, let's do this. And I committed to doing 30 days of power yoga for my students. And then I realized that that it's really good. What I was doing was really, really, really good for people that I had already trained, people that I had already studied, if you will, underneath me. But not so good for beginners, right? So anyone that has never done power yoga, if they try to hop into one of my live streams, my normal live streams during the 30-day challenge, it's going to be way too much for them to process. So I had the idea to make this, okay? This is going to be a very simple flow, okay? It's going to be challenging. It's not worth it if it's not challenging, to be honest. If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. It's a key philosophy to anything for growth. So you should like that it's challenging, okay? If you want, there's different styles of yoga, right? There's some styles that are just really chill and relax you, and those have their place. But that's not what I teach. And at this phase in my life, that is not what I see as the most valuable thing to do on a day-to-day basis. If you want to really up-level your body, your mind, and how you move through life, it's going to be through a consistent power yoga practice, in my opinion, coupled with some other things as well. But anyway, enough of that, okay? So let's get started, okay? Before we actually get into the flow, I just want to tackle, there's one posture in particular, and I'd like you all to do it with me, that it comes as a surprise to any first timers, because it seems like it's out of nowhere. And it's basically a push-up. It's a yoga push-up, okay? And the reason this is so important, it's called chaturanga. The reason this is so important to break down is because you're going to have students of varying strength, and being able to chaturanga is largely dependent on chest and tricep strength, which males predominantly have and females don't. So there's a big spectrum. Some beginners will be able to nail a chaturanga right away, and some people it'll take them several years to get a perfect chaturanga. Okay, so we're going to break it down, and I'd like you, again, to do it with me. So we're going to start in a plank, okay? So make your way to your mat if you're not already on your mat. Get into the plank, okay? So spread your fingers wide. Step back. See if you can straighten out your body, okay? You want to dome out. So lower your hips in line with your heels and your shoulders, but not super low and not high. Okay, right about in line, maybe a little bit higher than a straight line is okay. And then engage your legs. So you should be engaging your legs. So here's my legs just kind of chilling. And then here's my legs engaged. Engage your legs. Press your palms into your mat. Some of you might already be getting tired, and that's okay. All right, so full chaturanga. You can watch. Just watch. As you shift forward, and then you lower your shoulders down so they're in line with your elbows. And then from there, we move into other poses, okay? So it's basically a push-up, and you lean forward and then lower down so your elbow stays above your wrists. So what does that look like if you can't do a full one? Well, you have a couple options. First is you just hold the plank and you skip going down. Okay, if plank is challenging, you just hold plank. And I'll say upward facing dog, which you'll know what that means in a minute. And then I'll say downward facing dog, and then you press back into downward facing dog. Okay, so you're skipping the chaturanga, you're skipping up dog, and you're going right into down dog. And that's fine, that's a really good place to be. Okay, the second thing you can do, and some people are a fan of this and some people aren't, I'll explain why, is you can chaturanga with your knees down, okay? And you can shift forward and lower down halfway. And then find up dog and then down dog. Okay, so some people believe that when you drop your knees, you shut off more than half of your body. And you're not really developing much there. I think that there's still, and other people think it's the way to go. You should exactly do that every time. I think it's somewhere in between. You should be switching it up. Okay, you should be dropping your knees, keeping your core engaged, and really leaning forward and using your arms in your chest, okay? So to not remain stagnant and to continue into growth so that you do eventually get to do a full chaturanga, okay? So just keep that in mind. And then the last thing, which is honestly my favorite, is you can just kind of roll forward, okay? And then lower down until you can't hold it anymore, and then you lower down all the way to your belly. Yeah, I actually like that one a lot. And then lift up, and then press back. Okay, the other thing too is from plank, you can roll forward and just lower down until you can't anymore, and then move from there. And then over time, you'll be able to lower down more and more and more. Okay, so figure out which one you want to do. Okay, I give you 4 options. Okay, so you can just hold plank. Just hold that plank, okay? Totally cool to do that. Just perfect that plank. You can lower all the way down. You can drop your knees. You can lower down just a little bit, okay? Anyone is fine. Just figure out what you're gonna do now for the rest of the class, okay? And then after that, okay, now we can get started. So now let's get started off in what's called child's pose. Okay. One more thing, you might see me use, I have these blocks here, okay? They're called yoga blocks. Just for today's class, I'm not going to use them because you all probably don't have them. But if you continue to practice, definitely get at least one. They're relatively cheap. You can get some for like $5-10. This is a cork one, so it's like $20. Something to think about. In the meantime, though, if you have a water bottle, like a hydro flask, that's fine. Okay, so use that hydro flask, and I'll show you. If we even use them, we might not even use them. Okay. So until then, child's pose. So you're going to bring your knees out to the edges of the mat. You're going to bring your big toes together. Your big toes touch behind you. And then you're going to press your hips back. And then you're going to walk your arms out. And then rest your forehead down. And close your eyes. And just start to focus on the breath, moving through your nose, in and out through the nose. Bring all of your awareness right there on your nose. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. Okay, we're not going to get into it too much today, but yoga is called a moving meditation. It's a moving meditation, and the way that you access the benefits of meditation in your yoga practice is by focusing on your breath. So I invite you to try to focus on your breath. Don't worry about it too much. If this is your first time, just something to kind of think about. And we'll take a couple more breaths. And with your next inhale, rise up to tabletop. So you're going to lift up to tabletop. And you know you're in tabletop when your hips are right above your knees and your shoulders are right above your wrists. Okay? We're going to do the world famous cat-cows. Okay? It feels so good for your back. Alright? As you breathe in, pull your shoulders together behind you. And then lift your chest up and press your hips back. As you exhale, bring your chin to your chest and then press your hips forward. Couple more, breathe in. Pull your chest through your arms as you look up. And then exhale, chin to chest, hips press forward. Couple more, breathe in, lift up. Exhale, chin to chest, hips press forward. Let's do one more. Lift up. And pull it in. Come to neutral. And then tuck your toes. Breathe in. As you breathe out, lift your knees up and press your hips back. This is downward facing dog. And traditionally in yoga, anytime you get to your first down dog of your practice, it's customary to take movements, kind of wiggle about, and do whatever feels good for you, okay? Kind of let your body take you for a ride. Right, so the most traditional thing you can do is called walking the dog, which is just pedaling out the feet as you bend one knee at a time. You're lengthening the opposite calf. Okay, another thing you can do is you can let your heels fall to the side, one side and the other, and that stretches out the side of the body, okay, the side body. Okay, you can do whatever you want, really. And after you had your fill of that, find stillness. I'll tell you how to align your down dog. First, spread your fingers wide. And press your palms down. And then draw your belly button in. Pull your belly button, like suck your stomach into your body as much as you can. That's going to activate the core. And then see if you can press your chest and your hips back towards the back of the room. Couple breaths here. Take one more breath in. Breathe out. As you exhale, walk your palms back to your feet and take a ragdoll pose. So bring your feet hips width distance apart and then grab your elbows. And bend your knees. Bend your knees, really bend your knees. Try to touch your chest to your thighs. It doesn't have to be exact, but you just want your chest close to the thighs as opposed to like really far away. So if you're really far away like this, that's fine. Just bend your knees, and then eventually you'll get closer and closer and closer. You might have to really bend your knees, and that's okay. And then from this space, keep your chest close to your thighs, and then try to straighten the legs. Something I want you to keep in mind is yoga is not a 110% sport. Yoga is 70% practice every day. You just give it your 70%. In other words, don't try hard, try easy. And don't force anything. Okay? It's just a little bit of growth each day. It's the best way. Okay? Take a breath in. As you exhale, release your elbows. And now we're going to move our feet to the default footing. So bring your feet together underneath you. And then part your heels just about 2 inches. So your big toes are touching and your heels are just a little bit apart. And you can tell whenever you're where you need to be when your middle toe is pointing straight ahead. It's not pointing out. It's not pointing in. It's pointing straight ahead. That's right about where you need to be. And then from here, we're going to do a halfway lift. Okay? So a halfway lift is you keep your knees bent just a little bit. And you try to roll your spine up 1 vertebrae at a time to lift up just halfway. And you bring your palms right on your shins. And then fold. Let's do 2 more. Halfway lift as you breathe in. Draw your belly in. Lift your chest up. As you exhale, fold all the way down. One more time. Halfway lift. And fold. And now, rise up to standing. Roll up to standing. And sweep your arms up over your head. Breathe here. This is Tadasana. Okay? This is what I was taught to call Tadasana. It's formally called Urdhva Hastasana, but who cares? This is Tadasana. Okay? So firm up your legs. Like really press your feet down into your mat. So you're pressing your mat away from you. Your quads, your hamstrings, and even your glutes are active. Then pull your belly button in as much as you can. Lift your chest up. Reach your arms up. All the way. Breathe. Let's do a couple breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. As you breathe in, see if you can get just a little taller. Breathe out. One more inhale. Reach up. As you exhale, bring your hands through heart center and then fold. You can bend your knees as you fold. And then we halfway lift as you inhale. And now walk your palms out and find that high plank. We already warmed up the high plank at the beginning of class during that little chaturanga tutorial. So we're not going to spend too much time here. But squeeze the legs. Draw the belly in. Press your palms down. Do 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now inhale. And then lower down all the way to your belly. Untuck your toes. Bring your palms beside your chest. Squeeze your legs together. And practice right now, press your feet into your mat. So press your feet down so your knees lift up, okay? You should also feel your legs activate. Try to activate your legs all the way up to the glutes. Okay, whenever you do a back bend, which is what we're about to do, it's important that you firm up the glutes. And then as you inhale, without using your arms, lift your chest up with back strength. This is called baby cobra. Hold it here a couple breaths. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, release all the way down. Tuck the toes. Push up to tabletop. As you exhale, press back to down dog. 3 breaths here. Breathe in. And out. Inhale. Exhale. Take one more breath in. Exhale all the way. Now bend your knees, look forward, and you can step little, so you can take little baby twinkle toes to meet your hands. And let's just all do that for the first one. Twinkle toe it up, feet to hands, big toes together, heels part, lift up halfway, and then fold. And then rise up, Tadasana, all the way up, reach up. And fold all the way down. Half lift. High plank. Plant the palms down, step it back. Okay, shift forward. And one more time, we're going to lower down all the way. And this time, instead of holding baby cobra, we'll do 3 baby cobras. So breathe in, lift up, feet press down. Exhale, release. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale, release. Breathe in, lift up. Maybe even lift your hands up. And release. Tuck the toes. As you inhale, find that tabletop. As you exhale, find down dog. Breathe here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Take one more in. Exhale all the way. Now bend your knees. Look forward. And you can twinkle toe it, or you can try to take a big step. Boom. Feet to hands. And land in that fold. And then half lift. And fold all the way. Rise, Tadasana, all the way up. This is our last one for now. As you exhale, fold all the way down. And what these are, lift up halfway, is sun salutations. Find that high plank, plant the palms, step back. You might have heard that before. Shift forward, breathe in. Here we go, chaturanga, your version. So maybe halfway, maybe all the way down. And then untuck your toes, press down, lift your thighs up just like cobra, but now extend the arms, upward facing dog, and look up if it's okay with your neck. And then take it back from the toes to the head, all the way back to down dog. Breathe. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale. Exhale all the way. Bend your knees. Look forward. Step or twinkle toe. Feet to hands. Half lift. Fold. And we'll do one more stunning. So Tadasana, rise up all the way. This is the sun salute. Imagine there's a big sun and then fold all the way down. Half lift. And then float through your chaturanga. Flow through. Step, shift, lower, untuck, lift, up dog, and down dog. Breathe here. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Breathe out. Bend your knees. Look forward. Step your feet to meet your hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Rise up, Tadasana. Breathe in. And then take your hands to heart center. Now, I'm going to step back. You stay right where you are. Engage your legs. Draw your belly in. Take a breath in as you lift your chest up high. And now bend your knees. Bend at your hips. And then bend at your knees. Okay? So the difference is, inhale up. If you bend at your knees, your knees pass your toes, and over a long time, that could be degrading to your knees. So instead, bend at the hips, then bend at the knees, and now your knees will stay relatively over the heels, which is what we want, okay? Now, Squeeze the knees together, quads tight. Even see if you can activate your glutes. Glute activation is really important. And then lift your chest high. And then pull your belly in. Okay, now this is almost chair pose. To get into full chair pose, reach your arms up. Okay, this is chair pose, Utkatasana. It's also called thunderbolt pose. You can see my body kind of makes like a little thunderbolt shape. Okay, breathe here. 2 more. Take 1 more in. Fold all the way down. And now halfway lift. And then chaturanga, flow through your variation. Okay, so it might look like this. Shift forward, lower down. Maybe you don't even do a full up dog. Maybe you just baby cobra. And then you find that down dog, okay? Breathe in. Breathe out. And now we start to heat things up. Lift your right leg up. And we'll just breathe here a couple breaths. And what I want you to do is flex your foot. So your foot can be pointed, you can have toes pointed, or feet flexed. I want you to flex your foot, and I want you to engage your leg all the way up to your glute as much as you can. 2 more breaths, inhale. Exhale. 1 more breath. As you exhale, bring your knee to your nose, and then step your foot in between your hands, and then rise up. Hands at heart center, okay? This is crescent lunge setup. All right? Stack your knee. So you want your knee right above your ankle. And in any lunge, okay, you can walk that front foot forward to get a deeper lunge. The knee stacks against the ankle. The knee doesn't pass the ankle, okay? So to lunge deeper, you walk your foot forward. Then press your left hip forward a little bit and pull the right hip back to try to square your hips. One day, you might be able to get, if you look from the side, 2 hips in the same line as opposed to 1 hip in front or behind the other, okay? Now, engage your glutes, okay? We talked about glute engagement, it's super important. So, you engage your glutes, that lengthens the low back, and it also lengthens the hip. Draw the belly in, lift the chest, breathe here, and then take your arms up. Just a couple more breaths here in full crescent. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take 1 more inhale. Exhale, hands to your mat. And then find chaturanga, flow through. And generally, after chaturanga, you pretty much always do that sequence. Chaturanga, up dog to down dog, and those 3 together are referred to as a vinyasa. Okay, we won't get too much into that, but it's called a vinyasa. So we'll say, chaturanga, your vinyasa, which means flow through however you want to flow through. Lift your left leg up. Firm up your left leg, flex your left foot, breathe here. And notice if your left hip is really high up. Okay, you want your left hip in line with your right. You won't be able to lift your leg as much, but it's more beneficial, at least for what we're going for right now. Take 1 more breath in. As you exhale, step through. And rise up. Hands at heart center. Set it up. Maybe challenge yourself. Walk your front foot forward. Okay, one day you can get a full 90-degree bend. You'll take up your entire mat. Okay? There you go. Look at that. Alright, and then once again, square the hips. Press the right hip forward. Pull your belly in as much as you can. Lift your chest up high. And then maybe take your arms up. Just a couple breaths here. Take one more inhale. Chaturanga, your vinyasa. Couple breaths. Breathe 2 more times. One more. Bend your knees. Look forward. Step or hop. Just step your feet to meet your hands. Halfway lift. And fold. Now we'll move into big toe pose. Stay right where you are. I'm going to move so you can see a little bit better. Bring your feet wide. So your feet are underneath your hips. Your hips are right about here. Okay, so that's usually about 2 fists width. So you can kind of put 2 fists between your feet. That's right where your feet need to be. And then take your peace fingers, the ones you make peace signs with, pull them together, and wrap them around your big toe. Bend your knees, and then round your upper body to the thighs. Try to touch your forehead to your knees. And then from this space, try to lengthen the legs. So it's kind of like ragdoll, but you're grabbing your big toes. Do one more breath. Exhale. Release your feet. Bring your feet together. Once again, big toes together, part the heels. And then lift up halfway. And fold. And inhale, Tadasana, reach up. Exhale to chair pose. Take a breath in. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now squeeze your legs together. Lift your chest high. Take a breath in. As you exhale, lean forward a little bit and then twist to the right. Bring your left elbow to your right thigh and lift your chest up. Okay. Now I want you to take a quick peek down at your knees. Your left knee is probably way out in front of your right. Pull it back so they're in the same line. Keep them there. And from here, you might split your palms. Reach one hand down and one hand up. You might look to the side of the room. You might look up to the ceiling. Just as long as your knees don't come apart. Take one more inhale. Exhale and fold all the way down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Now, we're going to go right to chair pose. So bend your knees. Lift your chest. Chair pose. Hands to heart center. Legs squeezing together. Breathe in. Lean forward a little bit, twist to the left. Now right elbow on the left thigh, looking at the knees are together. And then once again, pull your belly button in as much as you can, and you should immediately notice that you're able to twist a little bit deeper. And then if you want to, you can split your palms, you can look to the side, you can look up, or you can just keep your gaze down at your feet. That's fine. A couple more. Breathe in. See if you can twist a little deeper. Inhale. See if you can twist a little bit deeper. Take one more breath in. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift. Fold. Tadasana, rise up all the way up. Fold all the way through. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, your vinyasa. If you're tired, you can skip the whole thing and just go right to down dog. Otherwise, up dog, And then press back, down dog. And now, we're gonna cook things up a little bit. This will be the hardest part of the class. But it's not gonna be that hard, okay? Lift your right leg up. Take your knee to your nose. Lift it up. Take your knee to your nose. Lift it up. Knee to nose. Breathe in here. Step through. Find crescent lunge. Breathe here. Set up a strong crescent lunge. Take up space. Take up a lot of space. Separate your feet. Stack the knee. Lift your chest. Straighten the arms. Breathe. Take one more inhale. Hands heart center. Lift your chest up high. Exhale, twist to the right. Now we're in crescent twist. It's kind of like a chair twist, but with your left leg back. Draw your belly in. Open the chest up. And once again, maybe split the palms. Couple breaths here. And now reach back up with an inhale, crescent lunge. Maybe you fall, it's okay. And then chaturanga as you exhale. Super easy. One day you can one-legged chaturanga. Lift your left leg up. Knee to nose. Lift up. Knee to nose. Lift up. Knee to nose. Breathe in here. Step it through. Reach it up. Crescent lunge, crescent lunge. Separate the feet. Deep lunge, knee on top of the ankle. Hips square, chest high, belly in, arms straight, full of life. Vitality. Expression. Squeeze the glutes. Couple more breaths. Take one more inhale. Flow through your vinyasa. Breathe here. So take an inhale. And if you're cool with it, you can take an open mouth exhale. One more. Open mouth exhale. Now breathe in through your nose. And breathe out through your nose as you find child's pose. Knees wide, big toes together, hips back. Rest the forehead down. Close the eyes. And focus on the breath. Try to make your breath smooth. And child's pose is a very special pose because at any time during your practice, you can drop down into child's pose. This is very important because yoga is designed to push you. It's designed to challenge you. And some flows are designed in such a way that you're not going to be able to do everything. Right? And that it would behoove you to take a child's pose. And in that, is a whole learning experience in of itself. It's recognizing within yourself when you should push through and when you should back off. Right? And only you can answer, only you know deep down when you can keep pushing and when you need to back off. And usually the dead giveaway is your breath. If your breath is way out of control, it's not smooth at all, and you're just having an anxiety on your attack on your mat trying to keep up, take that child's pose. Just focus on the breath. So now lift back up, find that tabletop. Exhale, press it back, down dog. Take a breath in here. Exhale all the way. Now bend your knees, look forward, step your feet to meet your hands. Lift up halfway. Fold all the way down. Reach up Tadasana all the way up. And then relax your arms down your sides. Okay, we're going to do a very special pose now. This is called standing bow. Some people call it dancer. Now you face the same direction. I'll turn again so you can see me. Flip your right hand up. Okay, so your thumb is pointing to the back of the room. Your bicep is exposed. You know you did it wrong if you tried to flip this way. Okay, you just flip it up. Now, be very careful. Okay, drop your right hand down. Keep the palm up. Bend your right knee. Without flipping your hand, reach down and grab the inside of the shin. Okay? Now, most people, even if you baby step them through that, they'll say, drop your hand down and reach down and grab your shin. They'll go like this. Well, I just flip my palm over, okay? Grab the inside. All right? Again, bicep exposed. If you're doing it this way, you're doing it wrong. Okay? This way. All right? And this is straight out of hot yoga, okay? Otherwise known as Bikram yoga. He's a bad dude, but the yoga is really good, okay? Lift your left arm up. Okay, here we go. Kick back, kick back, kick back. And then if you can't kick anymore, charge your upper body forward. One more breath. Exhale, release. Inhale, reach. Exhale, arms down the sides. Now let's do the left side. So once again, left hand up. Drop it down. Bend your knee. Reach down, grab the inside of your shin. Turn. Well, no, you don't turn. I turn. Curl your toes, reach your right arm up. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, kick, 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 and charge forward. Couple more breaths. And inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands at heart center. Okay, so that's just one balancing pose we do. We've got tons of them. We're just doing that one, and then we'll do tree pose in a minute. If you fall out, you hop right back in. You hop right back in right away. You don't, dang it, you don't react negatively. You don't laugh. You don't try to brush it off. No reaction at all. Right back in. Right back in every time. Okay, once again, this is so important. You don't fall out and go, ah, right? You also don't fall out and, ha 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 ha. Nope. No reaction right away. Hop back in, okay? Now we'll do tree pose. This is the vinyasa variation, okay? If my hot yogis, my Bikram yogis, okay? Different. It's a little different, all right? So you can start here with your foot, just barely, heel touching barely above the ankle, hands at heart center, okay? This is a kickstand. Take it further, put the foot on the calf. And then to take it further, you have to pass the knee, go all the way up, put your foot on your thigh. If you put your foot on your knee, over time, you will hurt your knee. Okay, so it's either foot somewhere above or below the knee. Thigh, calf, or kickstand, doesn't matter which one. What matters is that you try your best. Okay, so me putting my foot on my thigh doesn't make me cooler than a beginner who's putting his foot on kickstand, okay? It's all about recognizing where you are in your respective journey and doing your best to move forward, okay? So I might do this, and this is easy for me, but I'm not actually growing that much, right? Whereas someone, if they're just putting their foot on their calf, and it's a hard time for them, they're actually doing a little bit better than me because they're growing more. Okay, and that's what it's about. It's about growth, right? It's not about ego gratification, all right? Hands at heart center, and then press your left foot down. So you're not just balancing on your foot, you're actually pressing your foot down, okay? And you can see my leg got so much straighter just by doing that, okay? And that's what you want. And then if you want to, you can take your arms up. Couple breaths here. Take one more inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center, right foot steps back. And let's go into the left side, okay? Once again, choose that kickstand, that calf, and that thigh, and go in. Breathing here. So foot is on kickstand, calf, or thigh. It's not on the knee. Okay? And then we'll get a little more detailed now. So press your right foot. You can see right now my leg is kind of bending. Okay? So that's because I'm not pressing. You see that? So press. And then if you press really well, boom, your hips will come forward. And your glute, again, glute activation is super important. You'll start to activate that glute. That's what you want. Okay, next thing is you can pull your left knee back a little bit. Your knee is likely out in front of you, something like this, okay? Don't worry about it too much at this phase, but you can pull your knee back. Press the hips forward, lift the chest up tall, and then hands are at heart center, or you can reach it up, just a couple breaths here. One more inhale. Step down, hands at heart center. Reach up, and then fold all the way down. Lift up halfway. And find that high plank. Plant the palms, step the feet back. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, press back to down dog. Okay, now breathe in. As you breathe out, drop your knees as far forward as you can. All right, and I'm going to teach you something real fancy here. Cross your ankles. Okay, go slow, listen to your body, but it's pretty safe, okay? And then you're going to drop your feet back and roll over your ankles. So now you're lying on your back, okay? And so from the start, knees here, cross the ankles, and then you roll back, And then you do a couple rolls like this to massage the spine. And then lower your feet down. We're setting up for bridge. So bring your feet so that your heels are right about underneath your knees. So not super close, but not super far away. Bring your feet hips width distance apart once again. And now, take a breath in. As you exhale, gently roll your hips up towards the ceiling. Lengthen the neck. Breathe here. Take one more inhale. Exhale, release down. Pick a spot up on your ceiling and just look at one spot. Try not to let your eyes move. Just breathe. One more breath. And when you're ready, press back up for bridge number 2. This time you can take your fingers and place your fingers underneath your body. Okay, and once you do that, you can kind of wiggle your shoulders underneath your body a little bit. Bring your palms together. Try to keep the neck at neutral. So not like this where it's compressed. And not like this where it's lengthening super long, somewhere neutral. Take one more breath and release. Couple breaths here. Pick that spot. See if you can look at that same spot. And when you do this in yoga, when you look at one spot, it's called a drishti. Okay? D-R-I-S-T-I. And ideally, just like you're trying to always focus on your breath, you're also always trying to keep a drishti through your whole practice. But don't worry about it too much. In due time, baby steps. Okay, so now, last back bend. You can press up for bridge. You can press up for bound bridge. Or if you feel good, you can take full wheel. Okay, so you can bring your palms by your ears. Press with your feet and then press with your hands. I'm not going to do it today because this has been kind of a chill flow. I'm not really that hot. My body's not very hot. So I'm not going to do it. But if you feel up to it, go ahead. Okay, so I'm just going to take a bridge with the bind underneath. Right? Yeah, usually by now we'd be just pouring sweat. Whole body sweating. Couple more breaths. Take one more inhale. Exhale, release all the way down. Now bring the bottoms of the feet together and let the knees splay out to the sides. And then rest one hand on your heart and one hand on your stomach. And just take a moment, real quick, just feel your heart beating with your one hand. And feel your lungs at work with your other hand. Rise and fall the belly. And just take a moment to just appreciate the life in your body. A life force. Okay, it's called many things. But in yoga, it's called prana. So just acknowledge the prana. I acknowledge that you have a body. It's good to have a body. It's good to be alive. It's good to be here. Acknowledge that it can be taken away from you at any moment. Acknowledge that it will be taken away from you someday. And acknowledge how precious every moment is. Take a deep breath in. Let out a big open mouth exhale. One more time, breathe in. Open mouth exhale. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the nose. Open your eyes. I want you to reach down to your knees. Close your knees together. And move into happy baby. Grab the outsides of your feet. Extend your legs up. And bring your heels above your knee. Kind of like in crescent lunge. Except the opposite. And then pull your feet and your shoulders down. Try to bring your spine flat on your mat. So if your shoulders are lifting up, the first step is to pull your shoulders down. That's usually my guys, right? My bros, usually somewhere up here. Okay, so bring your shoulders down. And then from here, pull your feet down. This is where I'm at. I like to be right here. I feel this all through my hips, through my low back, in my hamstrings. My girls, though, this might not even do anything for you. So what you can do is extend your legs and rock to the side. You can extend one leg super straight, the other leg super straight, okay? A lot of options here. This is what I like to do. I like to be still right here and just pull my spine down and pull my feet down and breathe, and with my drishti up on the ceiling. Take one more breath. Exhale. Bring your knees together. We're going to take a quick figure 4 hip opener. So drop your feet down. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Take your right hand through the legs, right there in between your legs. And then take your left hand, interlace with your right hand, and then grip the back of the left thigh. And then from here, just like happy baby, notice my shoulders are up. Pull the shoulders down. And then from here, flex the right foot. So you see you're pulling your toes towards your knee. That action is going to help protect your knee. So you want to do that. Flex your foot. And then from here, you can let your left foot relax and just gently pull your left knee in. And you should be feeling this all through the outside of your right hip, all right here. Now, if this isn't doing anything for you, what you can do is you can take your right elbow. You can see I still got my hands interlaced. You just take that elbow, keep the foot flexed, and you can gently press the knee forward a little bit. Okay, and you'll notice that adds a lot. Just pressing it forward, even just a little bit, adds a lot. Okay, and then if that doesn't do anything, you can lift your left leg up. Couple more breaths. Take another inhale. Exhale, release. Release both feet down, switch sides. Left ankle crosses, left hand through, right hand around the right thigh. Pull the shoulders down. Flex the left foot. Take a breath in. Exhale, pull the right knee in. Maybe press the left knee forward with the left elbow. And then maybe extend the right leg up. Take another inhale. Exhale, release your feet down. Pull your knees into your chest. Now we'll move into a twist. Simple twist, very simple twist. Extend your right leg up. Let your heel fall far away from you. Pull your left knee into your body, up to your left shoulder. So the idea is to get it up really high on your body. Keep it up high, and now using your right hand, pull your knee across the body and look to the left. Notice the shoulders. Keep both shoulders on your mat. Okay? So my beginners will usually, they want to bring the knee out and the shoulders will come up. This isn't offering you much benefit. Instead, ensure that both shoulders are flush against your mat, and then you're pulling your knee across, and that's how you actually know how much twist you're getting. Couple more breaths. And switch sides. Come back to center. Pull the right knee in. Extend the left leg up and out. Right knee in. Pull it across to the left. Look to the right. Come back to center. Pull both knees into the chest. Wrap your arms around your knees. Pull your forehead up. Flex everything. Flex your feet. Flex your calves. Flex your thighs. Flex your belly. Flex your chest. Flex your back. Flex your arms. Everything flex. Take a deep breath in. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, Shavasana. Extend your legs out long away. Bring your palms beside your hips. Flip your palms up to face the ceiling. Make sure the neck is neutral. And just breathe here. Shavasana for 2 minutes. Shavasana means corpse pose. Okay? And if you don't know, a corpse is another word for a dead body. Okay? And so in corpse pose, what you're trying to do is practice stillness. And you're also just practicing being. So just being here. Corpses don't want, desire, crave, worry. They don't move. They don't need. They just be. And that's what you're practicing. For just another minute or so, just really just see if you can just be right here without judging anything, without wanting anything. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Reach your arms up and over your head. Reach from your toes up to your fingers, full body stretch. Breathe out. Pull your knees into your chest. And lay down on either side. In yoga, you usually lay down on your right side, but either side is fine. Reach your right hand down, either on your mat or the floor out in front of you. And just take a moment here to acknowledge that you made it today. You did this for yourself. Acknowledge once again that you have a body. Acknowledge that you have a life. Acknowledge all the other yogis that practiced with you today. Thank yourself. Thank your body. Thank the other yogis. And when you're ready, press up to a seat. And cross the ankles. Sit tall. Lift your chest up high. Bring your palms to touch at heart center. And together, let's take one big breath. Go ahead and inhale. And exhale. Lift your thumbs up to your forehead center. The light and love in me sees and encourages the light and love in you. Together, let's bow and say, Namaste. Awesome job. Really good job. if you're in a class right now, it'd be big applause. Everybody would be clapping. Okay, so just imagine that right now. All right, awesome work. Couple of things. This was really basic flow, okay? If you've never done yoga, thank you, Eileen. I'm posting this to my YouTube channel, all right? I'll put the link in the WexPower fitness page once it's uploaded. So you can revisit this flow, okay? I would revisit this flow 3 to 5 times. And after you do that, you'll start to really kind of get a sense of what this is about. And then you can dive into one of my live streams, okay? And then you can really see, then you'll really see what's up, okay? And you won't be super lost, and you'll be able to really get a real good practice in. You'll be sweating, you'll be having epiphanies and stuff. It's really cool stuff, okay? So please keep practicing. If you have any questions, comment them on my fitness page, comment them on this video, send me a message. You can direct message me. All right, I wanna know what you thought. And if you enjoyed the class, consider donating. All right, I have my donation information. It's all in the About section. So you can just go to About and it's got all that. Or you can just go paypal.me/WexPower. Or you can go Venmo @WexPower, or even Cashapp $WexPower, WEXPOWER. 20% goes to the COVID response fund. Okay, I really hope to see you again. All right, keep it up. This is the first of many. All right, thank you all so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.